They call for you. The general who became a slave. The slave who became a gladiator.
We know why Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2 didn't film in Rome, but what else is there to know? Well, we're about to fill you in on all the details about Gladiator 2, including some juicy set photos that reveal Paul Mescal's Lucius for the first time after a bloody battle. So, let's dive in. Let's start with what we know about the set photos that have been released, revealing Paul Mescal's Lucius after a bloody brawl. As a sequel to the 2000 epic starring Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott's upcoming Gladiator 2 features Mescal playing a grown-up version of Lucius, originally played by Spencer Treat Clark. The film also stars big names like Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal, and while it's set to hit theaters later this year, we haven't seen much promotional material revealing Mescal's character until now. Thanks to the Daily Mail, we now have new set images from the Gladiator 2 reshoots currently taking place in Sussex, England, showing Mescal's Lucius for the first time. In these images, Mescal bears a striking resemblance to Crowe's Maximus, largely due to the similar style of armor he's wearing. He's also sporting some blood on his face, suggesting he's just come out of a significant battle sequence. Other images show extras in full armor with shields, while some are on horseback. Mescal is also pictured without armor and behind bars, seemingly as part of a slave caravan. So, what do these Gladiator 2 set images reveal about the movie? It seems like Paul Mescal's Lucius could be on a journey similar to that of Maximus. Just like Maximus went from being a powerful Roman general to a slave and then a legendary gladiator, Lucius might be experiencing a comparable fall from grace and rise to glory. This narrative would make sense, considering Lucius's elite background as the son of Lucilla, played by the returning Connie Nielsen, and his apparent loss of status, leading to his being sold into slavery. Gladiator, released 24 years ago, is one of Ridley Scott's most celebrated works, and while it's a beloved classic, there's a whole new generation of viewers who might not be familiar with it. The character of Lucius, judging by the photos, seems poised to mirror Maximus's arc, potentially offering a fresh, yet nostalgic experience for both old and new fans. Another interesting tidbit is that the sequel's practical filmmaking methods are making a comeback, something that worked exceptionally well in the original. While the film will undoubtedly utilize visual effects, the bloodied and armored extras, along with Lucius, suggest that we're in for some gritty, hard-hitting action reminiscent of the original Gladiator. That said, one of the major things we've learned is that Russell Crowe is not returning for Gladiator 2, since Maximus died at the end of the first film. Many fans hope to see Crowe revive his iconic character, and Crowe even mentioned in an interview with the Ryan Tubridy show that he was slightly jealous of Mescal's opportunity to star in the period drama. Despite this, Crowe praised Ridley Scott's direction for the sequel, calling it a very smart idea and wishing Mescal the best. Crowe acknowledged that the story picks up long after Maximus's passing and focuses on a young Lucius stepping into a significant role, which he believes is a brilliant continuation of the world they created. As for the story plot, all we know is that Gladiator 2 will likely see Lucius, now a grown man, fighting in the ring as his political ties come back to haunt him. The story takes place over 20 years after the events of the original film, following Lucius as he embraces Maximus's legacy. Moved by Maximus's sacrifice and bravery, Lucius swore to carry on his legacy. In Gladiator 2, Lucius will likely channel his inner warrior during combat, remembering Maximus and explaining why he wears similar armor. Now let's talk about why Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2 didn't film in Rome. The reason, as it turns out, stems from a scheduling conflict with a TV show that was filming there at the time. Ridley Scott's sequel, starring Paul Mescal as an adult Lucius Verus, takes place 15 years after the events of the original movie. While the upcoming Gladiator 2 is expected to showcase more elements of the Roman Empire, the filmmakers had to use Malta as a stand-in for Rome instead. An interview in Empire magazine has revealed that director Roland Emmerich and writer Robert Rodat were filming their upcoming ancient Rome show, Those About to Die in Rome, securing filming locations before Scott could. Here's what Emmerich and Rodat had to say about the situation. Well, luckily that's coming later. I'm really in awe of how he could continue that story. Maximus was dead. As for Rodat, he said, "It's not a competition, but there are limited assets in Rome, and it's my understanding that he was disappointed that he wasn't able to shoot there. For that, I apologize." Despite this setback, Gladiator 2 can still make up for not filming in Rome. The movie is being shot in a variety of locations, including Malta, Ouarzazate in Morocco, and various spots in the UK. This diverse range of locations means that the lack of production in Italy itself hasn't been too impactful for the film's overall production. However, it does mean that some of the famous locations in Rome won't be featured. The good news is that the film's production value won't suffer from this. The cast of Gladiator 2 is packed with talent, including Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and Joseph Quinn, alongside returning stars like Connie Nielsen and Derek Jacobi. With such a stellar cast, the movie is bound to be a well-crafted experience even without being filmed in Rome. Although it's unclear where the story will go without Russell Crowe's Maximus leading the charge, Gladiator 2 still holds plenty of potential to be a success. Ridley Scott has a vision for the next chapter of this world that goes beyond the specifics of its filming locations. While it would have been great to see Rome used in the movie, those about to die will fill that gap, allowing Gladiator 2 to shine in its own unique ways. Though the highly anticipated sequel gets closer to its release window, the latest news sees Gladiator 2 move its premiere date. Originally set to arrive in theaters on November 22, 2024, fans will now get to return to the Colosseum a bit earlier on November 15. No reason for the change has been announced yet, but the shuffling is likely to avoid competition with other big releases expected around that time, such as Wicked and Moana 2. Now, Gladiator 2 won't have to compete with these heavy hitters. The Gladiator 2 cast is quickly expanding, with many notable actors attached. Paul Mescal takes on the lead role of Lucius, a character originally played by Spencer Treat Clark in Gladiator. Fred Heschinger is set to play Emperor Caracalla, a role initially rumored for Barry Cohen. Caracalla was a real Roman figure who ruled from 198 to 211, and while it's unclear if he will be the main villain, the film could adjust historical events for its narrative benefit. The cast list also includes Joseph Quinn as Emperor Geta, Connie Nielsen returning as Lucilla, Derek Jacobi as Senator Gracchus, and other stars like Pedro Pascal, May Calamawy, Denzel Washington, Lior Raz, Matt Lucas, Tim McInerney, Peter Menza, and Alexander Karim in unspecified roles. Russell Crowe will not be returning for Gladiator 2, since Maximus died at the end of the first film. Although many fans hope to see Crowe reprise his role, he mentioned in an interview with the Ryan Tubridy show that he was slightly jealous of Mescal's opportunity. However, he praised Scott's direction for the sequel, calling it a very smart idea and wishing Mescal the best. Crowe acknowledged that the story picks up long after Maximus's passing, focusing on a young Lucius stepping into a significant role, which he believes is a brilliant continuation. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. With all the excitement building around Gladiator 2, what are your thoughts on Paul Mescal stepping into Russell Crowe's shoes? Let us know.